The season 1 finale left us with a lot of questions, one of them being, for my character, who got shot. Mikayla rushes into her apartment to see Jared and Zeke scrambling over a gun, and a bang goes off, and we are left as an audience not knowing where that bullet went. So season 2 picks up with the answer to that. We also are left with Ben and Grace is pregnant, but they don't know who the baby daddy is. So there's that big question hanging in the air as well. Season 1, we discover this whole thing, given the Griffin character, that we all might have a certain amount of time left to live based on how long we were gone. So we've been calling it the death date. Going into season 2, we realized that we might have a certain amount of time left to live based on the fact that Griffin died the same amount of time that he was gone. So Zeke, he was gone a year and a bit, and ours might end up having us alive until June 2nd, 2024. That's the date that we've been given, and we've been calling it the death date. And we're all kind of left to wonder if that's something we can change, or if that's something that we can prevent, or if we just have to accept our fate and live that amount of time doing the best we can to help people and figure out what happened to us. I think the big thing for these characters and what they're going through in season 2 is what they do with that time left. And so Mikayla and Ben kind of balance each other out in either figuring it out and stopping it, or using that time to be with loved ones and to help people, and to just live their lives the best that they can. So it kind of goes back and forth, and there's ups and downs for each character with that amount of time that they may or may not have. So, given the fact that I can't really reveal who got shot, Michaela is left with the consequences of wherever that bullet went, and the fact that she has these two men in her life, both with equal importance for different reasons, and yet she's left in a position to make a choice. One of those choices could be herself. We don't know. But, Zeke's coming into her life as this other human who understands everything that she's going through, because he's also been through that. Whereas Jared has been, her rock for a lot of her life, and her true love in season 1. And so she was left kind of with a lot of ups and downs with him. And it's just about her navigating where she goes from there. Mikayla's in a really good place, actually. I think she's kind of come to terms with what's happened to her since the plane landed. However, that doesn't mean that it's all smooth sailing for her from there on out. But she's left a bit more clear-headed, a bit more focused on what she needs to do for herself. And with that, things start to fall into place. That whole idea just is like, for us as human beings, that we're invincible and that, we're going to live till we're 90 or whatever. That's a slap in the face for them. It really becomes like, no, you're not. And so whether or not they fix that and change that, in their minds, that is the end. And so Mikayla, I think moving forward, wants to acknowledge all of the mistakes that she's made. And she's been on that path in season 1. She continues on that path in season 2. She wants to make amends. She wants to put things right. And then for Ben and her, she also serves as a balance to him, because he gets really focused on trying to fix it and change it, and losing the moments and the time that he has until that death date for his family and his loved ones. So she sort of balances him in that way. And then he ends up balancing her when she gets like that. And so, Ben and Mikayla have always kind of bounced off of each other, which I think is really lovely. Season 1, we got to see a few of the passengers on board. In season 2, we get introduced to one specific one that really helps Ben more so on this journey of figuring out what happened to us. And his name is TJ. He has a big storyline with Olive as well. And him and Ben kind of form this friendship, but it leads to a discovery that this situation that's happened to us, the plane landing, us disappearing, it might not be the first time. It might have happened before in the past. And Ben and TJ are given clues to figure out how we can move forward and what can happen to us. Season 1, you never know how the audience is going to react. The reception that we did have from the audience was amazing. And, you know, the more countries that it gets seen in, the more it feels good to know that people do love this show. And so going into season 2, it's nice to know that people want more. And, you know, I haven't stopped getting messages from people all over the world saying, when are you coming back? So it gives us, you know, the extra fire to keep doing what we love. Season 2 is a lot more about the mystery of the plane and the mythology of the story that we're involved in. That's not to say that the love triangles go away or anything like that. Those are very much still there. But by the end of season 2, you'll have a lot more answers as well as to what happened to us. And I think the ride is just much more of a roller coaster this season.